and welcome to a new episode of Nile Cruise. Today we're going to tackle various issues in political field, sports and tourism. But let's start first with this report away from the heated political field. 10,000 orphans joined the Orman NGO in the Let's Gather Orphans Day. So let's start with this report and see more and know more about it.
Vivacious colors, happiness and laughter prevailed the 10,000 orphans who gathered from all over Egypt to participate in Let's Gather all-day celebrations organized by Orman NGO. 500 charity organizations from different governments participated in the celebrations to uplift children's mood and positivity before the new academic year. I am very happy about all games available today, and I'm looking forward for next celebrations so that I am older and I have access to other better games. I am proud that Egypt has such beautiful places, and I know that the future will be better for all Egyptians and Egypt will remain the best place in the world. The event was followed by hot meals distribution, school bags and giveaways, all sponsored by a leading FMCG. Al Orman promotes for Let's Gather event to be a regular all-year event to maintain a warm and healthy environment for children in need.
Event about it's aimed to extend the spirit of Orphans Day. It's about 10,000 orphans from 500 charities all over Egypt.
Our main event is the Orphans Day, which is the first April, the first Friday from April, and until there we are going to make some more festivals.
That was our brief about Let's Gather's Orphans Day, hosted by Al Orman NGO at one of Egypt's leading theme parks. This is Nada Barakat for Nile TV International.
Welcome back, and now we are joined in the studio by Mrs. Lola Zakiama, a renowned businesswoman and a public relations expert. Hello, Mrs. Lola, and welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. It's great to be with you again, Yadina.
Thank you very much. Now we are talking about the Constitution, and nowadays we are, the 50-member Constituent Assembly are discussing the proposed amendments for the suspended 2012 Constitution. What's your opinion about this? Especially we are tackling the most important part, which is our economy and investment. How far is the Constitution related to investment in Egypt?
I think it is, because at first it gives the investors, the foreign investors, confidence that the country has a constitution, has a solid constitution which respects human rights, which respects women's rights, which respects Coptic rights, and this is very much, very important for any investor. And second, I may comment on some of the people I know who have been appointed to the Constitution, to the Committee of the Constitution, and I'm very happy with the choice. First of all, طبعا His Excellency Hamr Musa, and I have known him for many years, and I have the greatest respect for him and I know that he's going to do a very good job as chairman of the committee, and of course, Mrs. Mervat Terlawi, a great woman, and Dr. Mona Zulfiqar. I think the choices of the people there is going to help draft a constitution with which we can live by for many years to come. I know that constitutions can change, but at least we have a good constitution for the time being that puts us on the right track, that gives confidence to the world that we do have a very good, respectable constitution.
Okay, as a businesswoman, what are the items that you wish to be discussed in this constitution?
The minorities, the rights of all minorities, whether they are women and whether they are Copts. That is the number one that we need to give exactly. I don't see a difference between men and women in the business side. Why should there be a quota for women? Well, yeah, all this is, we have to be treated equally, the Copts are equal citizens. I wish that the constitution would not have any differentiation or say these are the rights of the Copts or these are the rights of women. Women are Egyptian citizens, Copts are Egyptian citizens.
Okay. What are the most controversial items that you are expected to be raised in the coming period?
The military courts. I think this is the number one thing that's going to come out for civilian people to be tried by military courts. This is not really. This has to be amended in the constitution, and this is one of the major issues that are being discussed.
What other items you think which is related to the normal people in the streets? They wish to hear about it in the constitution.
They wish to hear about equality, and of course they wish to hear about what is going to be done in long term for the economy. I mean, the constitution is part of the economy, so we need to have a clear definition in the roadmap as to how we're going to go about restructuring our economy. Not an economic business plan. I'm talking about where the economy comes into the constitution.
What's your estimation for the economy nowadays? How do you see it?
I am very depressed, extremely depressed. Yes, I am depressed, and I'm being very honest about it. First of all, we have to have our tourism back quickly, and we have to remove this embargo on travel to Egypt, and I think that the minister is doing a very good job in trying to remove that. And second, we have to give confidence to the investors. We need to have a defined plan for the investors to have faith in this country, to come back. We were at a very high rate of investment, and now we have at zero, not zero, but very low investment. And I think that's the number one issue. Once the economy has to grow, the economy can only grow by tourism and by investment, and by hardworking people. So we stop these demonstrations and go to work. Factories have to start working, and investments have to come in. There has to be confidence in the country, in the security of the country. I have had about so many people are being kidnapped. Friends of mine have been kidnapped. This has to stop.
What are the demands of the Copts in this constitution?
The demands of the Copt are simple and very simple. No differentiation. We are Egyptian citizens. Copts are not imported. We are the Copts. We start this country, and this is our country, and we should not even say the rights of the Copts or the rights of women. We should say the rights of all Egyptians, because the Copts are Egyptians and the women are Egyptians. So this is the number one. And second, of course, is there were very strong restrictions against building of churches. This also, that all repairs that have to be made in a church have to have the approval of the governor. This is nonsense. I mean, a priest who needs to repair his roof has to have approval of the governor. This is ridiculous. But we are really very grateful for our new Pope. He has turned out to be a remarkable man, and especially when he said, I don't want people to defend the churches. The churches are only buildings, but the Egyptian blood is very precious. I think this sends a very strong message that we are all Egyptians. And again, I keep having a problem with saying the Copts and the demands of the Copts, the women and the demands of the women. The Copts are citizens, Egyptian citizens. The women are Egyptian citizens. There shouldn't be any differentiation. That's my opinion, but I don't think this is going to happen.
Okay, this constitution will go to referendum. How we can raise the awareness of the people to not to be manipulated again in this coming
First of
referendum?
all, Yadina, they don't know what the constitution is or what is a constitution. The awareness has to start before the referendum, long before the referendum. We have to tell people what is a constitution. When you have 60%, 40%, 60% in the rural village, 40% are illiterate, what do they care? What is a constitution? What does a constitution mean to them? So I think that instead of having programs on the air that just keep bashing against each other, I think we should have a whole awareness campaign saying what are the benefits to the Egyptian citizens of the Constitution, what are the components of the Constitution, what should be in the Constitution.
But how this campaign, it's only the role of the media, or it must be the role of the NGOs and other people?
The NGOs are already doing that, but I think the media is not doing enough at all. And you have 40% of the people, of the young people who are always on all this social media. Where is the social media explaining what's going on? Social media is, and those young people are the ones who are the future of this country. They should be the ones who are aware of the impediments to the Constitution, who is on the Constitution Committee, what are they discussing, what are the issues on their minds. All this is not known. Even I don't know what they're going to be drafting.
Okay, how do you see the formation of the Constituent Assembly and the role of women in it?
In the parliament, you mean?
In the Constituent Assembly, this Constituent Assembly,
this
the 50 member.
The 50 member. I see that they have put some very good women in there. They've put some very good women, and I'm sure they're going to do a very good job. I don't see very many Copts in that committee. I see one priest, I think. There should be more Copts. There should be much more Copts, many more. After all, we're not a few dispersed. We are a strong community, and have invested a lot in this country. A lot of the economy is in the hands of the Copts. So I think that there should be more representation of Copts and more representation of women. But the two women we have already are Bashar Regal, as they can say. But however, I don't think we have enough representation from the Copts.
Okay. How do you see the controversial matter nowadays about cancelling the Shura Council? How do you see this?
I see this as a positive step. I never knew exactly what this Shura Council does or why it should be there. The parliament is it. We should have the parliament. And I don't see any reason at all for the existence of the Shura Council.
So it's not, it's beneficial to cancel the Shura Council?
I think so. It always had negative connotations. They said all these benefits that go to the Shura Council people, how much are they paid and what benefits do they get and all this. We don't need that. I think we have enough with the parliament, we have enough with the constitution. Once we have the constitution in place, why should there be a Shura Council? It can be replaced by something else, advisory board, something else, but not the Shura Council with all the benefits that we're going to Shura members.
Okay, Mrs. Lola Zakiama, a renowned businesswoman and a public relations figure, thank you for joining us and welcome once again to our
I hope
show.
I was not too frank and too honest about it.
No, you were excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dina. See you again soon, inshallah. Bye.
And now we're going to this report about the UN rights investigators have established that Syrian government forces were almost certainly responsible for 2 massacres last May in which up to 450 civilians were killed. Let's know more about this in the following report.